going to stop, and I want you to give me a choral response of keywords as we do this. Then we're going to go back through it and look for specific things that you may or may not know about this. So there's another way of, you're going to do what's called annotation as well. All right, so read with me. When I stop, you fill in the blanks and give it a good shot. All right? The Night of Broken Glass. Is that Raff was not anti-Semitic. He was not anti-Jewish. In fact, he was anti-Nazi. So the guy that got shot wasn't even a Nazi. As revenge for this shooting, Joseph Goebbels, who was the Nazi minister of propaganda, and Reinhard Heydrich, second. Look at what we're talking about here. We're talking about annotation. We're taking notes on this, guys. We are going to actively look at what it said. I think you got the gist of it. I think you understand what we were talking about. But let's look closely at the information that's there. I will admit, the one I'm showing you right now, we've been doing this with the freshmen. They've been looking for research on a Nebraska topic that they picked. And I think we're all a little guilty of this. We emphasize, highlight this stuff, and man, you hand a highlighter and you use all the ink and you color everything. What good does that do? If you highlight an entire page, you just colored it. Nothing really works as far as being able to make things jump out. It can be more visible. This is an approach. It's not the only way of doing this, but let me explain to you what we're going for. With this, they are asking you to underline the key ideas. Now, if you underlined everything, it would essentially be like highlighting everything. Worthless. Because annotation brings out the most important things that at a glance you can go through that and go, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. That makes sense. If you color the whole thing or you underline all of it, you just essentially wasted your time in the ink. So when they say underline key ideas, 4 max on this. You're limited to 4, okay? Then they want you to put a star by the most important idea or point and be prepared to defend why you did it. Obviously, that's the last thing you do, or one of the last things you do when you reread this thing. Because you're picking out the sentence that you think is, of all of it, is the most important. They're telling you to circle essential vocabulary words. Now, it may not have been the stuff that I stopped and had you guys fill in the blanks with. There's some other things there. This time, look at this a little more closely and pick out 2 of all of this. 2 words that you think may be the most important. And you may not agree with each other. And you know what? That's okay. But be ready in your mind to say, I think out of all of this, these 2 stand out. Then I like this one, a triangle for the words that you're not quite sure what they mean. And I'm sure Crystal Knock would have been one of them. Program might have been one of them too. We'll see. There's other words in there too. The last thing is, we'll talk a little bit more about how to do these questions, because that's more detailed. Although I think you could do the first one. It's create a text-dependent question. That means you write a question down below that the answer can be pulled directly out of this article. Okay? We're going to go that far with it. So, look at it. First of all, underline what you think are the most essential details. Now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 of them are really short paragraphs in this. You're allowed 4 sentences. Pick them out.